Coming back to this channel, and today we shall talk about unemployment. Without jobs or livelihood, people will face poverty. Then there are some of the causes that leads to unemployment. And before that, is it poverty that causes unemployment, or is it unemployment that causes poverty? Many people believe that it's poverty that will cause unemployment, of which is not true. It's unemployment that will cause poverty. And that's why I decided to come up with these shows to tell people that they can make it from whichever or whatever the condition they are in. So number one cause of poverty, and before that I have outlined 4 main causes of unemployment that affects normal people, that affects common people, that affects almost 70% of people, and they live in the same conditions, and we can eradicate all that if at all we are serious in all what we are doing. So cause number one, there is no access or loss of income. Of course, when someone doesn't have money, he has got no way to meet the living expense. And for the blind people, if at all they lose their jobs and they want to meet the basic needs, the living expense, they will go back to their accounts, whatever they have saved, and then they will withdraw. And that brings me to another topic of how people should save, but it's not for today. That one is for another day. So how can someone overcome this problem of having no income? Yes, you are unemployed, but you need to search your own income. How? Take in this case that you go to a wholesaler. For example, he is selling brands or sodas or whatever the thing that he or she is selling. Ask him, please, can I have this bread? Let me go and sell it at 50 shillings. And then I will give you, then you will give me my commission. Or he can tell you, go sell this bread at 50 shillings. Then you go and sell it at 100. You see there, you have gained your own 50 shillings. So that one is yours. Go get another thing. Go sell it at 100. Go give the owner 80 shillings. There you have your 20 shillings. You have generated income. Or you can go to a grocery. Tell that person, give me this banana. Let me go and sell it. I'll bring back your money. Then you'll give me the commission. So there are so many ways that you can generate income. Imagine you do all that. You go to person A, person B, person C, person D, telling them all that. At the end of the day, you will have generated your income. And you're not employed. You're not employed at all. So that's one way that you can overcome that. Remember, poverty has got no roots, and we have to overcome it. We have to change our community. We have to change ourselves. We have to change our country and Africa at large. Number 2 cause of unemployment is what we call dependency. Most of the youths, especially the graduates, they are waiting for the government to give them a white-collar job. And the government is not providing the jobs. So someone will stay there for years waiting for the vacant, but he does not get it. My friend, it's the high time you think beyond the box. You cannot depend on the government always. You will become poor. Get into the farms. Make an irrigation. For example, you can even plant short growing crops that take a short time to mature. For example, you can irrigate the greens, the tomatoes, the onions, and all that. And at the end of the day, you will sell them, gain your own capital, gain your own income. Let alone specialize in one line. If it's tomatoes, tomatoes. If it's onions, onions. Become a specialist. Distribute the product. By then, you have generated your own income. In fact, that's self-employment. You don't need the government to employ you. Don't be too much dependent on the government. Think, and you will eradicate poverty. Raise your own standards of living. Then another cause is criminal. There are a lot of criminal activities that go around, and if someone is criminal, believe me, you live to be poor, because nobody can trust you with his or her job. Imagine someone has established a supermarket. He needs people to hire, but he cannot get them because he has that fear that if I employ this person, he will steal me, he will take all my money. So what will I do? Let me do the job myself. You see? Or maybe someone has bought a new vehicle and he wants to employ a driver. He cannot get someone to employ because people are not trustworthy. He might employ someone, he takes him to a very big loss. You see, can even be selling the fuel, selling the spare parts and all that. So how can you overcome that one? Stop criminal activities. Build connections with people. Make your CV clean. Make your CV clear so that people can help you. And by that, you will get employed and you will raise your living standards. Then the final course is what we call creativity and innovation. Most of the companies or businesses, they like people who are creative, that they can create, they can innovate something new in the market that will attract customers, and at the end of the day, they will get capital from it. So if someone is not creative, no one will employ you. You see, imagine, like for example, there was a time the price of the fuel was too high. People are crying now and then that they have got no money, the government cannot even take care of them, all those things. And then there is someone who came up with creativity, because he could not afford to fill the gas cylinder. He decided to make a pot, and then he divided that pot. Imagine this is a pot like this, and then there in between you create a boundary such that on one side you can cook beans, and the other side you can cook what? Maize, or you can cook different things at the same time in the same pot. And people like that creativity. Imagine now you just also become creative in other fields. People will be interested. They will buy your things, they will buy your product, and by the end of the day, you will have generated your own income. You will have made self-employment, and by that, your standards will never be the same again. We can make it. Remember, Barack Obama once said, we can make it. So even you people, I tell you, we can make it. We can change the way of thinking. We can change our community. We can change our country, and we can change Africa at large. Remember, poverty is living below the average, and God gave us the 5 senses. We can use them and become people with benefit in the society. Remember, poverty has got no roots. It can be eradicated. Let's follow these steps and we shall see the outcome. Then our next lesson will be probably after one day, and then we shall see how it will be. Thank you. Kindly remember to subscribe, to like, to share, and to leave a comment. That's the only way you can support me.